Hey, everybody. It is Friday night, and you probably are saying, what happened Monday night, right? Well, Monday night happened, and you know what? We are here now. So that's where we're at, right? And we got everybody here, and we're all happy. We're feeling good, right? It's Friday night, folks. And we got a game tomorrow. So first, real quick, let's run through the chat because everybody started coming in. We got a packed house right now. We got East Coast Red and Gold. What's up, Chess? Well, we got Jupiter. Thank you so much for coming through. All right. We got Boss Quest. This is my buddy. We will be doing a show tomorrow. Not probably. We will be doing one. And he's my Packer Green Bay buddy. And he's fraternal brother. He's we've been high school friends for a long time. And a great guy. We have Kenny 49er Colt. Daniel Berry Sports. We got Raphael. You guys know Raphael. Hey, and make sure you follow what he says because he's speaking good karma, right? What's he say right here? Every time, like and subscribe, everyone. We got John J, the Ultimate Report. Thank you for coming through. We have Jason Captain Niner Massey.
What up, Jason?
Talofa Faithful. Appreciate you, man. And we have Nathan Z. Nathan Z, man, he is true faithful. If you guys don't know about Nathan, I'm telling you, you can say I'm faithful. But when you can pull a Tim Rattay jersey out of your closet, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, right? What else do you say, right? I mean, that's faithful, right? So, we got John LaJoy. Thank you, John LaJoy, for coming.
What up?
So, Nathan Z. We do a lot of fun stuff with him on Wednesdays. We do the pick'ems, Corey Davis pick'ems. So tune in, check us out there. But Nathan Z, he's a faithful man. Thank you guys all for coming. So it's been a little while since we got to talk, and it'll probably be really soon when we get to talk again, because I imagine we'll be talking Monday, right? That's
Monday night
talk. So some stuff's happened, right? And, there's always ups and lows in the season. And I'm not trying to be poetic here. I'm just trying to tell you guys this is my personal thoughts. And we lost somebody really special. You guys know we lost Corey Davis. And sometimes it strikes twice. Sometimes it strikes more than that. And sometimes, you don't want to keep counting, right? Because you'll probably always be counting and it's just always stacking. Well, every number is important. Every face, every memory, every smile, every time you see someone write a word, that all counts. Experience counts. So sometimes, when you don't hear from somebody for a while, and I'm guilty myself, we're all guilty, right? We're all sinners. You should reach out. Maybe you say, hey, hello. And sometimes, maybe that person that you maybe haven't heard from for a while, maybe someone you had words with, maybe a family member, maybe, this or that, right? Again, not trying to preach here, but I'm telling you guys, it's important that people look out for each other because the interaction that we give from here, just the group of guys I'm talking to right here and everybody in the chat, I really appreciate you all. And it is important. So we lost Laura Cat, and she's going to be one of those people that is going to be dearly missed in the chat. She, I've reached out to her a couple times trying to get her on me and David's, guest show, and just, bring her on a Friday night show. She's always in the chat. She's always there supporting people in the chat, saying hello. And even though you might not have never met her in person, you really kind of met her through the chat. She was very lovely, very lovely, at least through the chat and being able to, communicate. Someone, you know, you didn't have to always say hello to, but when you did say hello to, she knew your name and she was willing to say hello back to you. And that's good vibes. That's good karma, and that's just trying to keep everybody's shows polite and friendly. And you always want to go somewhere where people are friendly and want to see you come back. And that's what Laura was. So if you guys got to see her icon, she truly was a beautiful person. Her picture did not do her nearly as much justice as she
Correct.
deserves. I was lucky to meet her, Ty, David, and even
Hmm.
Aaron. Aaron met her through the YouTube, but we were able to attend a game, and it was fun. And she just has a great spirit, and I won't forget her. I won't, and I'm gonna bring her up every once in a while. So if that hurts people's feelings, I'm sorry, but I would want the same for somebody to do it for me. So again, if you haven't talked to somebody in a while, maybe like look through that phone of yours and think, hey, randomly, and just text somebody and say hello. I hope you're doing good. The Niners might go to the Super Bowl, or we are going to the Super Bowl. Say something cool. So with that, guys, I'm going to pass it to everybody. If anybody wants to say anything real quick, I know this is some news that we found out about earlier this week, but it's sad again because it happened a couple of weeks ago and we're just finding out now. So that's why I'm
Hmm.
saying please call somebody if you haven't talked to somebody in a while or haven't seen them doing something on social media or something, because we are a very we're a family if you want one, right? And people care about you if you care for people, right? And that's what I got. So let me pass it to Ty, and then Ty can throw it to David, and Aaron can finish it if you like, and then we'll get into some football talk. But that's and at the end, I think we should say 49 seconds of silence for Laura. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'm right there on the same page with you, Bryant. Met Laura through the various chats, the live stream chats. She was always great to chat with. Always said hello. Was always pleasant. Then we started chatting on Twitter, right, where everyone meets, just on social. And like you said, just always a great person to just talk with and have exchanges with and laughs. And week 3, we all attended the home opener, and to my surprise, she was there. And she came up, said hello, and I was like, Laura, and it was like meeting an old friend. And it's you hit the nail on the head when you said her spirit is what made her just a just wonderful person. She had just a great spirit about her. Just being around her, you felt instantly just more pleasant. And that's just who she was. And it was great to meet her, great to chat with her afterwards. you know um just truly shocking that she's no longer with us. I'm way too young, and she will be missed. I tell you that. She was definitely one of the people I like just say hey to. So yeah.
That's really wonderful. Sorry guys, tonight is my daughter. If you guys, it's very important. You won't see me too much on YouTube on Tuesday nights because I do things with my daughter. And she's part of a girls group, and it's kind of like Girl Scouts, but it's the Job's Daughters. So if you know anything about the Shriners, so she's attending a crab feed tonight, and my wife was calling me for directions and what to do from where their rendezvous and their drop off point is. So again, I'm sorry about that, but that was very nice, and it is that's really just who Laura Cat really is, and she's a
Hmm.
great she's just a great person. You can always just be like, hey, we got Laura Cat in the house, and it's something that just brightens up the whole room. It really
Hmm.
does. Mr. McNiner, what do you think? What would you like to say?
She was a great lady. I had the opportunity to meet her at the game. That was nice. That was wonderful. She bought me some tequila, and we did chat a lot on Twitter, and she was happy to be there. She was just plain happy, and I'm gonna miss having her around because it seemed like every chat you're in, she's everywhere.
Hmm.
She was a true faithful. but she was also a great person. She had that aura about her, and
Agreed.
I have to give my condolences to her family and friends. I know Bashar was really good friends with her, so I hope he's all right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know Bashar, but I'm not. No, I know Bashar. Everyone knows Bashar, but the person who knows Bashar probably the best is Aaron. And Aaron, I found out from Bashar and found out from you through your community post. Thank you. And from there, I just started messaging as many people as I could because, again, I would want somebody to do that for me. I don't want to be that guy that has to tell everybody the sky is falling or something. But if you don't know that the sky is falling, maybe someone should say, hey, follow me. We need to prepare for something. So, Aaron, thank you so much. Floor is yours.
It's just hard to imagine. She was in everybody's chat all the time. She communicated with me constantly. Was really good to me, especially when I was going through some tough times where I took time off of YouTube or had to step away from YouTube when I had COVID, all that stuff. So ever present. And then all of a sudden, none of us see each other. Me and Bashar had talked about it countless times. And then I find out just randomly waking up the other day. And then, of course, I found out through Bashar. And then, you called me for a second. Man, it's weird. At certain points of life, the older you get, you start to go through a lot of death, whether it's people you went to high school with. Like I lost one of my best high school friends a couple years ago, just out of nowhere. And it seems like the more the years go by, the more it happens within like you said, multiples, instead of one, you get 3 or 5 people. It's just, man, it's tough. Bashar's having a pretty rough time about it, but I've been kind of keeping up with him, trying to get his spirits up, BSing, talking about stuff to get him to laugh. So it seems to be working. We're going to probably have a stream tomorrow, but she's definitely going to be missed. It's just mentally, I can't, it's like, it doesn't register. You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's it. She's gone forever. We don't know the specifics. None of us do, or at least I don't. But I'll just say this. If you're having a tough time and you're in a really dark place, reach out to somebody. Talk. This whole thing of like, if it's a mental health thing and you need help, talk to somebody. Don't feel afraid. The stigma is not as like it used to be. If that's what it was, or even if it wasn't, if you're dealing with something like that, reach out to somebody, a family member, a person of clergy in your church or your service where you go, whatever you do, reach out. And it's weird. It's been in my head for the last couple of days. It just keeps reoccurring. You know what I mean? The thought, and it's just like, she's really not going to be here anymore. So I'm going to miss her. I think a lot of us are going to too. Yeah. And I guess the only thing I can say to kind of bring it back around to football, which really doesn't seem all that important, is her and Corey are huge Niners fans, like all the rest of us. So Niners, get your crap together tomorrow and go win the next 3 games, and let's get a Super Bowl championship for those two. Again, not that it matters, but it would be a nice little on top, icing on the cake. So.
Okay, so folks, I know it's not going to be the whole show, but for the first, little part, I appreciate everybody for listening. Again, if you're having a problem or if you need something or a second, reach out. Maybe even just listen. Sometimes listening, and just saying hello. Saying hello starts the whole conversation. Sometimes people will say it back, and maybe it's not the first time, but it happens. So what I'd like to do is, if everybody would bear with me for a minute, this is a salute for Corey, but we've done this Corey, and it's not that Corey is not going to be missed or not important, but this is for Laura. So please, everybody, give me 49 seconds of your time. She was a true 49er, and we're going to have 49 seconds of silence starting now for Laura Cat. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate that. I know Laura appreciates it. We all truly know that 49 seconds is not nearly enough time, but 49 seconds is our sweet way of saying you are a true 49er faithful, and we appreciate you, and we will remember you. And we do have a nice addition to say it's now going to be a quest for Corey and Laura Cat. So Niners, like you said, Aaron, a couple more games, one game at a time, but we know where the ultimate goal is. The main picture, the prize is at the end. We're going to the finish line and we're winning it this time. So, guys, we're going to be playing the Packers, and it's a really fun game for me because I have a lot of family members that are Packer fans, and my dad, he's got 4 brothers. They're all Packer fans. He turned out to be the only Oakland Raider fan. You could call him the black sheep of the family. So then he has, his own sons, his clan of his own, right? And I turned out to be the only 49er fan out of a group of Raider fans. So, you gotta just love family, right? And it's just what I feel. So my uncle is one of those guys who travels. He travels with the Packers. He's just like Ty here. He goes to different places, and he's been across seas to see games. He's just everywhere, and he takes his wife with him. And I just truly think that's really neat. You can say cute if you want, but I just think it's really neat. Like if I get to a point in my life where I am able financially to be able to do the same thing with my wife, me and Tony's going to be wearing the gold jackets going, 30 for 30. We're going to go to all the stadiums. If everything, is in the stars and for, it happens, but that's my bucket list. So let's start out like that, guys. A bucket list wish. We know, of course, we want to see another 49er Super Bowl, right? But I just give you mine, 30 for 30. I want to go see all the games. I want to see the Niners play in each stadium, if it's possible. Let's start with Ty. Ty, do you have something similar to that that's sports related?
Yeah, that's on my list. And I've been slowly taking off stadiums as I go. I've been to a bunch. So that's definitely on my list. That's one of them. I would love to attend a playoff game one day. I've never been to a playoff game, so that's on my list as well.
Okay.
So I'm right in line with you. Matter of fact, when you go, let me know. I'll get some tickets. We'll all be there together. Me, you, and Tony. We'll get Bridget. We'll have fun.
Let's go. Yes, that'll be fun. David, bucket list for you. Playoff game, 49er parade. What's happening for you?
Well, heading to the parade after winning the Super Bowl would be great.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
That would be. But going to a Super Bowl with the 49ers. I like to think I still got some years left in me. You never know, though. But I do go see a doctor. So that's all you can do. But yes, going to a Super Bowl. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. I love it. So, Aaron, next year we heard the news. You will be going to a game, and it sounds like there's going to be a bunch of people hopefully meeting up. So that's going to be awesome. But something other than that.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I just trying to throw it out there. Something other than that. Is there something that on your bucket list that's sports related? Are you looking forward to going to the game? I'm not trying to be too funny here, but when I went to the stadium the first time, one of the things I wanted the most was a nice sausage, a nice hot dog, right? So I got the brats when I went to the stadium the first time, and Tony didn't know where to get the right beer at, and it's not right beer, wrong beer, but I ended up getting stuck with a Bud Light, and it wasn't right. We'll just leave it at that. But so is there something like that, or do you have a bucket list that you want to make happen when you do something, like go to a game or something? You go to theater where you always get stuck with popcorn. I'm not a popcorn guy.
I want to go. Everybody knows that the Niners play in Buffalo next year. I've never been to a game, so I want to go to that. Hopefully I can meet up with some people. If some people decide they want to drop in, we could all meet up at the Bills game. Hopefully maybe Ty makes his way up there. That'd be an interesting interaction. Because you would be like,
I'm eyeing that one.
It'd be interesting because you'd spot me a mile away. Be like, I know that big redheaded goofball. But my bucket list would be to either meet all you guys or just make a 49ers game out in Santa Clara. I want to go to a Niners home game once in my life, just once. The problem is I'm afraid of flying, so I'm going to have to get over that at some point. You know what someone's going to have to do? They're going to have to inoculate me with some sort of sleep drug. Just drag me on the plane. Be like, dude, you big wimp, we're going. So, yeah, bucket list would be to go to a Niners home game, but hopefully next year I want to go with at least 5-6 people if we can get, just so we have like it's hard to get a section. That would be impossible unless you like bought them in quantity and you were almost guaranteed that those people were. But even if I could meet up with the person, say at like a certain entrance or something before the game, get there really early, that would be awesome.
Anytime, well, when you said that, it just totally threw, I got that vision. It's what was the Carolina Panthers. How cheap were their tickets again? And like, still they couldn't get fans to go there. I don't think the Niners Stadium will ever get that cheap. But like, if you could buy, what was the tickets, like 35 cents each or something like that? I mean, like they could not get people to go to the. So, I mean, you imagine having just like a whole section with just your name in the stadium. They're not going to film up that high, but still, it's just going to be awesome. But all right, so that's fun. Okay, so the Niners are playing the Packers. This is going to be the 10th time in playoff history that the 49ers are playing the Packers. This is a new rivalry. This is the one that I would say was replaced the Cowboys. The Cowboys hasn't seemed to make it to the playoffs when we've been there or have the success in the playoffs to have a game against us. So again, they went from one quarterback that was really good, Brett Favre, to Aaron Rodgers, and now they might have passed the torch to Jordan Love. I know a lot of people have fun with his name. I sure do. I say it's the season of love, but I think that ends in Levi's this year, and it's ending this weekend. Ty, your thoughts on the new rivalry between the Packers and Niners, and just to let everybody know that right now the Niners are currently leading 5-4 in these playoffs.
And we've won the last 4 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Playoff games. We're talking just playoffs. Yes. So, playoffs.
Playoffs.
I think it's not really a rivalry. It's just like a common foe. We just tend to see each other a lot, and that's good because we're two good teams who make the playoffs a lot. It happens. It is different. The teams are different. There's some familiar faces, like from, we just met them last year. And from 2019, some guys are still around, but it's not really a thing like we play them every regular season, So it's kind of a playoff thing, but not really a rivalry. It's just one of those teams that we got to go through, and we seem to always go through them lately in recent times, right? So they're a young team. We're more experienced. We should be able to make this number 5 in a row, the 5th playoff win in a row. So
you're saying you're saying that the playoffs, the Green Bay Packers and Niners aren't currently a rivalry yet. It hasn't been enough, or there's not been enough momentum
because it's been so one-sided. Okay. Like we won 4 in a row. That kind of negates the rivalry. It's kind of like the Dallas thing right now. Because it's been so one-sided, we've won so many in a row, it kind of throws off the rivalry. Rivalry is when you're punching back and forth. This team wins, that team wins. Oh, like when they used to play like in the 80s, 90s versus the Giants and the Cowboys, how it was that type of thing. Now it's just like, it's just, can they beat the 49ers? Will they beat the 49ers? That's the way it is.
All right. Well, I feel it. I don't necessarily agree with the rivalry definition, but
that's fine. Yeah.
No, I agree. I get it. David, your feeling, is Green Bay the new 49er rivalry? It's a same question, but because for me, real quick, rivalry, the reason I would say it is we won, we lost 3 games or 2 games to them. Then 49ers finally beat Brett Favre, and then we lost again, and then it finally like kind of flipped for us, right? And that's where we've won the amount of games that we've won the last 4, right? So now it's kind of like a kill even moment, and then we finally broke free. We it's no longer even. We're winning the tie. We have the tiebreaker now, right? So now it's their time to come back, but every game's been competitive. So I would say, I would think it is a little bit of a rivalry, because even when we go play them in the regular season, they kind of they stand up, and they've beaten us a couple of times handily in the regular season. So I went to that one game, the opener, where we lost at the end. Fred Warner almost jumped up. He almost made it, but it went right over his head. They had their kicker come out and win the game. So, it's just so. All right, David, what do you think? Is Green Bay a legitimate contender? Are we looking at them as a rivalry?
At this point, I don't think I can look at them like they're a rival. When Aaron Rodgers, we own him. He's 0-4 against us in the playoffs. We're 4-0 against him, however you want to look at it, folks. And since Brett Favre left, it's kind of been, I think we've won more than we've lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Real quick, you just sparked a memory of mine. We've beaten them. Speaking of those Aaron Rodgers Packers, we beat them quite a bit in the regular season as well, too. There was a point in there, especially those Harbaugh years, they could not get past us. We had their number. So that skews it a little bit, too.
It really does. And do you guys remember Aaron Rodgers saying, "I can't wait to play them"?
At home. There was one point he was like, "I can't wait to play them at home. Let's get them at home. Let's see what happens." We beat them there too.
Yeah. In a game where there was no offense.
Yep.
And
but at this point in time, I can't say they're rivals. Jordan Love and them being up and coming right now, that's a possibility for the future, though.
Yes, I agree.
It is. It's a possibility.
I'm gonna have to go 3 for 3 on this one.
Right.
I don't see it as a rivalry either, just because it's been one-sided lately. And also, if we say it's a rivalry, that means tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Something might have to even out, and then all of us are going to be really mad, and the Bay Area is going to be the Bay Area is going to go up in flames, man.
We'll just blame it on Bryant.
Just that's the last thing right there. Colt, fault to blame, right? Latin root. If you don't know, check it. Homework lesson right there.
I think it's hard to say now with the new quarterback what exactly we're up against, because he's so different than Brett Favre. He's in a way, he's kind of the type of quarterback the Niners seem to struggle with, which is a kind of a big mobile quarterback with a big arm. So we'll see. But no, as of now, I will say no, it's not a rivalry. Rivalry. It's just a combination of a bunch of games in a row. I guess that's all it is. But who knows? I'm not saying anything because I don't want to jinx anything, even though I don't believe in it. I'm still not going to say. I'm just going to keep it there.
I just look at them as, growing up, Dallas kind of fell off, but Green Bay was still there. The Niners always had to, show that they were a good team, right? Well, you have to play against good teams and beat good teams.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, we could not beat Brett Favre. Then Steve Young came through and he beat him, right? We have the catch 2, one of my favorite games of all time.
Yep.
Then after that, Jeff Garcia. I'm gonna look it up later. I don't think we got a win against Green Bay with Jeff Garcia. I can't say that for sure, not confidently. And I don't believe we had very many games going forward for a long time, the dark ages, where we played Green Bay. And then when we did play Green Bay, I remember we played Green Bay with Singletary, and we went to Green Bay with Troy Smith, and we almost beat Aaron Rodgers. We almost beat Aaron Rodgers. Wow. Yep, Troy Smith. And that's why I think Singletary was favoring over Alex Smith. He liked Troy Smith.
Mhm.
I don't think there was anything other than that. I think he just seen Alex Smith kept getting hurt. Troy Smith there's something right there. Maybe we can work with it. That's where I'm at. So I'm looking at them as like, we got to beat Green Bay. And then what happens? Brett Favre leaves. He goes to Minnesota, and we still can't beat Brett Favre. And then here comes Aaron Rodgers. He's supposed to be like the number one quarterback. He's better than anybody ever throw the football, even Dan Marino, right? But nobody likes his attitude. And we have this whole thing about Aaron Rodgers. We are supposed to draft him, but he didn't get drafted. So then, I just feel like for the last decade, we've been tied to Green Bay's success. Whatever Green Bay did successfully, and when the Niners weren't successfully, everybody just, well, you should have got him. You had your chance. You could get him, right? Well, that's over with. He's went to now the Jets. It's funny. The prior quarterback went to the Jets. So there's something with going from Green Bay to New York. I don't know. And will Jordan Love be the next one? Only time will tell, right?
Mhm.
So, all right. Everybody's been saying run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Why would the Niners not run the ball tomorrow? Aaron.
That would be I don't know. They better run the ball. I mean, that's how you control time of possession. That's how this team is built on running the ball. They have, the best running back in football. Some people might disagree with that, but he's the best all-around back. Plus, if the weather is what they say it's going to be, then it would be key for the 49ers to keep the ball out of the air. Yeah, I don't see a scenario. I say this, and then Kyle comes out and he goes against script, which always drives me insane. My brother always talks about it with the Dolphins, how McDaniel, they get cute, him and Kyle, and they're like, just do the stuff that we're good at and stop trying to overthink it. So hopefully he doesn't overthink it, comes out and just does what we're, good at. And, that to me leads to us winning that game, because the more you throw the ball, the more there's a chance of turnover. So, yeah, I don't see a scenario where we come out and just throw the ball, 15 times in a row. So I think we'll be very much like we've been all year, which is feed Christian McCaffrey and feed him and feed him and feed him. So.
Okay. All right. David McNiner. This is a special question. On special teams, who has the upper hand? It's going to be the rookie kicker from Green Bay, or is our rookie kicker going to have the upper hand? Who are you more confident?
I think in we're not at Lambeau Field, and it's mighty. Them swirling winds in our stadium do take some getting used to. So I have to give Jake Moody the edge on this one. And when it comes to punters, we definitely have the edge.
I love it. And I know Ty would love to jump in on that one, but I have a special question for Ty. Eric Armstead coming back, should that be enough to stop the run?
Oh, yeah. He solidifies the run game. He's making the calls out there. He sees it. He's such a student of the game and studies formations and what tendencies and what other teams like to do. He'll set the tone. And I think that'll jazz up the linebackers behind him, because they know he'll do things that will free them up to come downhill and make plays as well. So having him back just is huge. Even if he just plays on the base downs, just base run downs, that's going to be huge.
I like that. I like how you use that too, because I think there's a couple of captains out there that play on different, aspects of the team, or, different levels of the team. We know Warner's got the sticker on the back of his helmet, but to actually say Armstead's the leader of the defensive line, I think that's you might have said that first. I love Bosa. Everybody loves Bosa, and Chase Young is great too, and Hargrave and stuff. But Armstead's been like the soul of the team right there. He's like, hey, could we compare him one day maybe to Bryant Young? The same kind of leadership that Bryant Young brought to the team.
Exactly.
I love it. I really do love it. So with the Niners playing tomorrow, it's going to be a heavy game. Hopefully, the run game. They're going to try to run a lot on us as well, because we're not the best at stopping the run. So with Armstead coming back in, that's going to be great. With the weather being what it may or may not be, I'm out here in California. I've read the weather. It says two different things. And I'm sure if I check tomorrow, it'll say two different
Yeah.
So it just really depends on where you Google it at or, where
Yeah.
you're watching it, right?
What
So,
direction the wind blows, you never know.
but as far as special teams, we shouldn't worry. Both kickers have played in weather games. They both have been in that region. So I shouldn't worry about. No one should truly worry about that. It's going to come down to if the Niners can stop Green Bay's running game and make that quarterback, that Jordan Love, drop back and pass. Because I don't think their drop back pass game is as strong as ours. And I don't want Purdy to be dropping back passing either, but I'm confident when he does. And I'm not embarrassed to say what he did in the Ravens game. I'd let him do it again. I'm not afraid to see him try again. I think the guy's got the opportunity. He's got the ability. He's got the confidence to say, I might have messed up that last play, or somebody might have got the better of me. But this is my chance, and I'm going to take it and make every opportunity out of it. So let's throw this out there. When we don't have a turnover, we typically lose. And when we're not losing at halftime, I think we've been losing. I think we lost 3 times at halftime this year. We had lost the game ultimately. So, Aaron, is turnovers and winning at halftime the only way the Niners can win this game? Is there a way that the Niners have one of those games where I kind of look at Philly as an example where we were down 6 points? It was 6 points, but it could have been it could have been 14. We turned them into field goals. So is there a way that the Niners come out somehow from behind and win this game, or should this game just totally be a blowout in your opinion?
I think the Niners are best when they're front runners. They're kind of like the Dallas Cowboys, and that's when they get on top of somebody, they tend to bury them. That's just the way that the 49ers play. I think scoring on the first possession, if they get the first possession or their first possession in general, I think will be a good sign. I'll be interested to see how they move the ball down the field. Because if it seems like there ain't a lot of resistance, it could be a big day for the Niners offense. And if that's the case, it kind of helps their defense a little bit because the defense is like, they're going out there trying to get a quick 3 and out and then bringing the offense back on the field. That's when the Niners are at their best. To me, turnovers are always the key. If the Niners start throwing the ball all over the lot and it's rainy and the ball slips out of people's hands and it's fumbling and, Green Bay's in a game they shouldn't be in, then that could be dangerous. So if I'm the Niners, I want to come out hot and I want to come out scoring. And I think if they do that, when they were the front runner, that's just the style that they play. The Niners are the Golden State Warriors of football. When they score in bunches, and they beat you up so badly that you might get some stuff at the end, but the game's essentially
it's over by that point. Yeah.
Yeah. So coming out tomorrow strong. Run, you hit it right on the head, dude. Like the run defense, the Niners defense this year, especially the second half, they haven't been the Niners of old. The offense is actually the better side of the ball. The Niners defense, people are like, oh, they're elite. They're elite. They haven't really played elite this year. They played good, but they haven't played elite. So anytime they want to start that, maybe with Eric Armstead being back tomorrow, go right ahead, be that team. So I'm hoping they can come out fast and furious, score, Green Bay comes on the field, 3 and out, get the ball back, score again. And then all of a sudden we have a classic 49ers ass kicking on the horizon. So that's kind of my thoughts on that.
All right. I love it. So David, tomorrow we will be playing. Is it a 5:00 game that we are playing? Because I believe it's 5 p.m. game. So we talked about weather, 6 Mountain Time, and then what time for you guys back there?
8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 Eastern.
So I know this is a football game, and it's a football channel. But you imagine if we were watching baseball, guys, and they went into extra innings, how late we could potentially be up. I gotta tell you, I like having overtime and there being a sudden hey, that's it. Good night. Goodbye. Call it a night, right? So, David, tomorrow, is there an injury report that we need to be looking forward to? And what I'm getting at is we got running backs. CMC, he was injured. I seen him getting taped up with the back of his leg, but he's had a couple days off. He's been rested, recovered, hopefully. Are we looking at seeing him? And I mean, Mason, we're probably not going to see at all, possibly on special teams, but can we see Mitchell? Will we see Mitchell at all, do you think?
We're definitely going to see CMC and Elijah Mitchell. It's kind of a sad thing that we don't see JP Mason, because that guy, he's explosive and he averages like 5-6 yards a carry. Well, when it comes down to it, the injury report, Cleveland Farrell.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, huh?
Even our guy that got all pro votes on special teams, Odom, is coming back.
Yeah,
so this is
right.
Probably I'm gonna knock on wood as I say this, folks, and you better too. This is the healthiest we've been all year.
Yep.
I just like doing it because I got a wood desk. So
do I. or pressed wood or whatever it is.
Right. So I love it. Okay, so Ty, what would you like to highlight? What do we need to look forward to tomorrow besides running the ball, stopping the run, and playing sound football? Sounds like a boring game if it goes all that way. What do you think? What do we need to do to keep Aaron Love, right? Aaron Love.
Aaron Love.
Mr. Love back there, right? Can we call him Dr. Love? Well, he's not a doctor.
Oh my God.
So,
leave that for the Green Bay fans.
I do. I love the Green Bay. I have a lot of family members, and it's when we get to beat them, it feels that much better. It really just like, it's like, I'm just a little bit like, hey, what's going on, Uncle? And it's just, I love it. I don't get too much into trash talking, but I do like seeing a good game. So Ty, what besides stopping the run tomorrow and stopping running the ball and not having penalties or turnovers makes it a good game for us 49er fans tomorrow?
Well, one is to me, it's passing game versus passing game.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, we got Brock Purdy, MVP candidate. I know everybody's like, run the ball, but we got Brock and they don't. Kyle's going to let it fly sooner or later, especially when you got a Kittle and a Debo and an Ayuk and the return of third and Juwan.
That's right. Juwan Jennings
who can be a huge X factor in this game. Right. If you look at Green Bay's defense, they have nobody who can guard them, especially Brandon Ayuk. And with Jair Alexander and his bad ankle, how long is he going to be able to go on the wet field? So that's going to be huge. On the flip side, those young receivers haven't faced off against a secondary like ours that likes to play sticky coverage, that likes to hit hard. Like last week, you saw it. They were running wide open. That's not going to be the case this week. How are they going to hold up against that? How's Jordan Love going to do when he can't just jump up and flick the ball downfield because there's literally no one guarding a guy? That's not going to be the case. So how's that dynamic going to play out? So I think that's going to be like a huge thing in the game. I think both teams are going to come out, try to run and try to neutralize the run, but it's really who's going to excel in the passing game that's going to make the difference.
Yeah, Niners pass rush, I feel it has to have a big game tomorrow. We have got to get the quarterback on the ground because I think their passing game. Here's the thing: Green Bay's got nothing to lose. They're not
playing with house money. They're playing with house money.
Niners have all the pressure on them, so they're going to be probably really aggressive. And the way to counter that is knock that quarterback on his ass, get him to the ground. The Niners, like I said, their defense hasn't been elite. This is the perfect time. Everybody's rested. There's no more excuses. Armstead's back. You're going to have, listen to this, you're going to have Hargrave, Armstead, Bosa, Chase Young as your starting defensive line. It's a pretty good starting defensive line. Probably the best in the playoffs. It's time to go and earn your money. You want to be here next year, or you want to be paid next year, Chase Young? and maybe price yourself out of the 49ers, go have a game or 2 or 3. I'm sick of like quarterbacks getting away and almost sacks and it's okay. We've won the division already. I want the Niners I want to see that pass rush eat like it did a couple years back in 2019. So that's my thing.
Well, here's something you can think about. Earlier in the year, after our bye, when that line was fresh, and they came out in Jacksonville, they played elite.
Yeah.
They got after it.
15 sacks in 3 games.
Here comes the same scenario where we had our bye, they're fresh, they can come out and play elite again. Right? You said 15 sacks in how many games?
3.
How many games left in the season?
3.
It's the same scenario.
We need 5 we need 5 tomorrow, baby.
So if they can just do what they've already done, we'll be fine.
Agreed.
David, how do you feel about it? Do you think that we have to run the ball, or can we come out and have a passing game against them? Because the way it looks like is they do struggle against the run. So if they struggle against the run, wouldn't
They're
they
really
be
bad at it, actually?
But wouldn't they be kind of anticipating us running against them? Wouldn't they kind of be trying to do some kind of adjustments that maybe they don't have the personnel? I get it. I know they're not the Ravens, but that's the way they kind of essentially have to play us, is like the Ravens, right? So I know, like we don't want to see Brock Purdy get back there and throw the ball the whole time. So what would your ratio be of a clean 49er football game? 40 times running the ball compared to how many times passing the ball? What would you like to see tomorrow on the stat sheet?
Well, a good run game eats clock and keeps the defense fresh. So seeing us run it about 35 to 40 times and pass it about 25 to 30 times. Is Agreed. What I would like to see. Yeah, and that's not because of James Richard Garoppolo, folks. I didn't want him passing the ball more than 22 times, and there was a reason for that.
But that's everybody, I think, pretty much.
Yeah.
Unless you were a lady.
Every time the guy dropped back, I'd be like having a mini heart attack, So, but with Brock, it's not like that. It's so nice. It's not like that. He drops back to pass. I'm like, where's this going? I'm excited to see it, but we don't need to pass the ball 48 times like we did in the Ravens game.
That's definitely not our style.
Well, we did that because we got behind. So that played into it.
And we got behind because of turnovers. So
run the ball, take care of it.
Yeah, take care of it. Even in the run game.
Some points.
Yeah.
Put up some points, keep the defense fresh, grade some cheese.
There you go.
One thing the Niners that they need to do is they got to get their tackling has been horrendous the last half of the season. Got to get people on the ground. Group tackling, people. Group tackling. Let's tackle better in this game. You tackle better in this game, it's going to help a lot of things. And you guys got to admit the Niners tackling the bottom half of the season was atrocious. I mean, there was one game where they had 15, 16 missed tackles, and it was just like, and a lot of them were from Fred Warner, and like, it's just like, that's got to stop.
Fatigue and injuries helped with that.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. Yep. It's just they play so darn violent, and they fly around.
You're hurting and sore. Sometimes you're just.
You saw Greenlaw just laid on the floor sometimes, being slow to get up after a routine tackle. It's like they really put their bodies on the line. That's why I'm happy we got the bye and these guys got the rest and get treatment, and now they get to come out fresh again and fire on all cylinders. Oh yeah, Levi's got to be rocking.
We got to get that crowd hyped. 97% 49er fans at that game.
Yep.
They ain't none of 97%, they said. So 3% Packers fans. Guys, you know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, get loud. third down, make it so they can't hear a false start. It matters.
All
All
that.
that matters.
Yep.
That's why you get the 1 seed. People are like,
That's why you want home field, right?
right,
Exactly.
people are like, none of it matters. Yes, it does. How many times do teams go on these magnificent like playoff runs on the road, like where they have to play 4 games to win a Super Bowl? It's not a likely thing. Like everyone's like, I don't care if we get the 1 seed or not. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's so important, especially to this team. We're a little old. We're not super old, but we're one of the older teams. We've got some veterans on this team. Like you said, we play physical. Physicality leads to injuries, and injuries lead to, fatigue, and fatigue will, they needed that break. So
it's like a half-lie, right? You could say, I don't care that we don't get the number 1 seed because you believe that the Niners are going to be good enough to win without getting to the number 1 seed.
Last year. Yeah.
And we've done it. Even last year, even with going against the Ravens, Kaepernick went on the road, right? And then he went on the road again against the following season, and we beat Cam Newton, and we beat Aaron Rodgers, and we beat we almost beat Seattle. But it's like a half-lie because you don't want to come out and say that you want to lose. You don't want to come out and say that we're going. It's just you can't do it. So. All right, guys. Before we get out of here, this is going to be a great game. I know everybody's going to be anticipating it. I'm sure everybody's got their own kind of like barbecue list or menu list. I'm looking forward to doing something tomorrow, and I got good vibes. So the first game that I got to really sit down with my dad and his buddy was the Niner-Packer game, the Niner game, the catch 2. So that every time we get to play the Packers, I'm always psyched. I'm always happy. I'm always, like on the edge of the seat. It brings me back to being like a little kid, right? And hopefully my dad will come and watch the game. If not, it's okay. Had a house full of people at the Super Bowl. We lost the Super Bowl. Then when we played the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, my dad was there with me and my wife, the only people in the house. Hey, same results. But you know what? It's about who you spend it with and the time you get with people you get, right? Don't have a whole lot of facts for everybody tonight on the game. I will be doing a show in the morning. I'll probably do a little bit more homework and give you everybody some more stats. But guys, appreciate your thoughts, everybody's opinions, and your time. But Aaron, David, Ty, one more time around. Anything that you'd like to highlight with this game, and while you're highlighting this, let everybody know what you're doing with your individual channels, and we'll get out of here.
I'll jump in. Sorry. I'll just jump in. Hey, a lot has been made about what Green Bay did last week, and you can't lose sight of the fact that what Green Bay did last week, we did the same exact thing. And if you really look at that game, Green Bay just basically copied our game plan. It was just copy and paste. They did everything, even running the misdirection play where they leaked their tight end up the right sideline. They literally copied everything we did. So you can't be like, oh, they're world beaters when they didn't come up with their own plan. This is a totally different dynamic. We are not the Cowboys or any other team. So there's nothing to fear. Just go out and watch the 49ers play 49ers football, and all will be well.
I love it. What are you doing on your channel? What's going on with Stay Faithful podcast?
Stay Faithful. I got some people coming up. I might do a solo show with a telestrator to highlight some things. I'll make an announcement about that. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
You got a good show. It's a
telestrator tie.
That's right. Yeah. I might do a telestrator tie show.
Yeah, you got a good show. You do a lot of good information, a lot of good work on your show. Good interviews. You do. You get different people to come on your shows. That's you got low key, but you're starting to.
I'm working on some people too.
No,
so
but
we'll see.
But people that matter though. Everyone matters, right? But it's like, wow, you got the photographer on, or you got this one on, or this one on. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go and subscribe to Ty's channel, Stay Faithful Podcast, and you need to watch some of his videos. You might see somebody that you recognize on it.
Oh yeah.
What are you thinking about tomorrow's Packer game that you want to highlight before we get out of here? And hope you're joining me tomorrow. And what's going on with Mr. McNiner's channel?
Well, so what I want to highlight is the offense they run. Our defense goes up against it every day in practice.
Bingo.
So it's like, you know, what are you guys going to do that's so special? But it's also like us, though. We're going up against a team that runs the same offense. Their defense also practices against it. But they don't have Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, CMC. They don't have these guys. In a few years, they have some players that could be like this. But right now, they're not us. We just got to play 49er football, run the ball right at them, score some points, rest the defense. But what I got going on is I'm hopping on with you tomorrow, coffee talk, you know. And then Sunday morning, I also hop on with Bryant. We typically will do a dual stream on his and mine. And Monday, it's Niners Coast to Coast. We'll be right back at it, folks.
That's right.
We're on your channel.
Oh, you're
right?
muted. There you go.
Oh, we're on your channel,
Very
right?
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All
We're
right.
on my
Well,
channel on Monday.
it will be a short turnaround, but make sure you tune in on Monday for all of us again. Aaron, dude, you're everywhere, man. I know you are, and I know you're low key too, and low key in a good way. But you've been grinding, and your team, your channel's growing, and I know you're thinking about maybe a hiatus, depending on everything working out. But we will be here, and we are still rocking. So if we are to make it to the Super Bowl, you'll be probably getting that Coast to Coast channel on your week. And
That's scary.
I'm a little greedy. I kind of want to keep you around as long as we can keep you around, right? So, what's going on with you? You've been with Raj, you've been with Bashar. Anybody new? And what are you really looking forward to tomorrow's game?
So first for tomorrow's game, I look at it like this. Everybody's dangerous. Anybody can win any game. Niners, Packers, whatever. I feel the Niners, if they were to lose tomorrow and play poorly, would be a epic collapse. And I just don't see it with this team. Maybe the game's a little funky at some point and we look like who knows, it's a little 50-50. But these guys know they have a window to win and nothing's guaranteed. And they are healthy. Like, it would take a Herculean effort by the Packers for 4 quarters to beat the Niners. Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, CMC. We forget about CMC. He's so good.
Yeah.
Debo, and when healthy, ain't nobody in the league like him. I was one of those people that are like, maybe we should jettison him off the team when he's breaking down. I was dumb. Okay. I was a stupid take. I totally take credit for being an idiot. He was amazing this year. I guess I was just going based off last year, him being kind of fat, kind of slow, and he was amazing this year. Channel, yeah. Mondays we do the Niners Coast to Coast. Wednesday I'm on with Ted. Thursday I'm on with Raj. Saturdays I'm usually on with Bashar. I'm working on something with the UK Faithful channel. Me and Paul. They have 5 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
So one of these days we got to do a show. As far as a hiatus, here's the thing. A lot of my views come from either my shorts or videos I make or videos I upload. I'm a Niners news channel. The live streams just aren't, I tried. It is what it is with the live streams. We got the big wigs in the house. They take all the views. It is what it is. So if I do take a break, it would only probably be till the draft. So, I have knee surgery probably coming up. I'm going to be doing a lot of rehab. I'm probably not going to be super enthusiastic about talking. I mean, if the Niners win the Super Bowl, though, there might be a little bit of motivation to just talk about it all the time. I'm not
right?
gonna lie.
There's not gonna be much,
If they win, listen,
You're
if
gonna
they
have a
win the
lot
Super
to
Bowl,
say.
if they win the
right?
Super Bowl, I might stick around. I might only do, maybe one show a week or something, but
Can you
if they
imagine a
lose,
couple months from now being so petty and being like, "Oh, I can't believe so and so got the MVP. So and so should have got the MVP, but no, he got no." Like
Yep.
it doesn't matter. Just win the Super Bowl. I don't care anything after that.
dude, I don't care if they win the Super Bowl by 1 point or 40.
Yeah,
I don't care if
Exactly.
Brock throws 4 interceptions in the game and Christian
I
McCaffrey.
do care about that. I don't want a bunch of interceptions.
No, I mean, I do too, but I'm just saying, like, I don't care if it's ugly and I don't care if it's a blowout. I just want them to win, dude. Because at the end of the day, when that clock hits 0 and your team has the lead, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. A win
I
is a
would
win.
love for it to be a blowout because then in like the fourth quarter, everybody's happy.
You're more relaxed.
You're way more relaxed instead of having your anus super tight, just like
making
puckered
diamonds,
Yeah, you can make diamonds out of your butt. So, yeah, that's what's up. I hope we win, man. This Super Bowl, man. I'm 44 years old, bro. I was 15 the last time they won. So let's do this. Oh, Red Jet showed up right at the end. Hello.
What's up,
All
Red
right.
Jet?
So I'm with you guys. I want to see a Super Bowl victory. It almost feels like this is a team of destiny. It feels like we are destined to see this finally. It's been an accumulation of several years. I really look back at it, from the Harbaugh time and just been like, man, we kind of fell apart, but we were still there, right? Like we still had some core people that lingered from that team and then came on with Kyle. And then those people kind of, like we didn't have, I know it was a rebuild, but still, it's like we're still the 49ers, right? So I'm like, we are that close, right? And now if you look back at it with the numbers, with the years, you say, how many years have the Niners been in the playoffs? And you add up, and you're like, wow, we really didn't have that bad of a, we didn't suck that bad, right? Or
Right.
we weren't that bad for that long, right? No, we were bad. Okay. And until we win a Super Bowl, it's never going to be over, right? And, I know people don't like saying Super Bowl or bust, but it is. It truly is because the Niners have 5 Lombardies. The Niners, that's what they go for every year is a Super Bowl. And yeah, we caught fire real quick and won a couple, real quick, but we were able to maintain, and we did it in a certain way. But then, like the league started stealing our coaches, and everybody else started running the West Coast offense. And one of our coaches left San Francisco and went to Green Bay, and they won a bunch of Super Bowls over there. Well, and then, it happened again. So we'll just leave it kind of alone, and we're just going to, try to one game at a time, folks. Thank you all for coming. Please check us out again and like and subscribe to everybody here and turn your notifications on because everybody here has their own and they have something different to add to the table. So you don't want to miss out. And like for me, I randomly do things. So sometimes you won't know it unless you have your notification on. So guys, with that, stay faithful. Tune in tomorrow and we'll talk about the game and we'll see you all then. Go Niners.
Go Niners.